Alright, guys. We've got Cure in the bottom right side of the map, Solar in the top left side of the map, and guess what? It's Crank Gathers, and it is the game out of a big Team League show match series where I basically said to Clem, tell me, what is the best game you played in this entire series? There's so many replays. I haven't watched much of it because it was on while I was asleep. Dude, what should I watch? And he said Cure versus Solar. And I was like, Clem, I was asking for you for your best game. And he's like, nah, it's a banger. You gotta watch this one. Solar versus Cure, 10,000 feet, amazing map. And I was like, okay, all right. Said it was some top tier StarCraft. So I can't wait to see what we've got in store. Cure, of course, for Team Liquid. Solar for Team Falcons in the top left. Now, this is part of a team league. It's probably like a best of 23 or a best of 13. And there's a ton of other maps going on. I don't know what the story is. I'm just casting this as an isolated game because it is a bit hard to follow an entire team league unless you are casting it live and really there for the whole 3-4 hour match between two teams going back and forth. But we are just going to kind of treat this as its own individual game because otherwise it does get awfully confusing. Not a best of 3, not a best of 5, just a single map, guys. This is going to be a gasless expand. I really like the third hatchery at the front into slow roach pressure. The advantage of taking this third hatchery is it's really hard for Hellions to rotate, because if you're defending this ridge, they have to run up a ramp, they take damage to your queens, and then they have to run all the way around to come in from the other side. And while this side doesn't have a ramp, if you're over here with your Hellions, guess what? Roaches can sneak out this side and get across the map really quickly. So that's awesome. Unfortunately, Solar is going to go for mining this out and take a third. I actually think this third base is really good if you take it early. It's bad later on because obviously they can just siege tanks across. The Ravagers can bile them. But I really do believe getting that third up quickly and potentially doing roach aggression can be really good on this map. The problem with Solar's build is if Cure does like a 2-1-1 after his Hellion start, I think it can be really quite hard to defend that style of play where the Terrans just dropping all over the place and taking map mobility whilst being very greedy behind it. Because you don't have a lot of aggressive play when you skip gas at the start of the game. Solar's only built 2 things. Incredible greed from him. And, oh my gosh, he doesn't build a spore. Run! Run the drone! Solar's been losing a lot of drones to top Terrans recently. He's always towing that line of greed in this way. Yeah, you got to bring an Overlord to this. This ledge is very annoying. Great harassment by Cure. Lots of lost mining time. Really big delay there on Solar's early income. And that's one of the things you got to watch out for on this map. SCV's blocking the right side. I guess he's now going to go and find. Cure still doesn't know about that base to the left. Surely he's going to go check that now and realize what he's up against. And he's going to go, okay, nice quick third hatchery. Gas is going to start mining momentarily. The Reaper, of course, finds there is now a backdoor entrance. And, oh, it's a creep tumor. Beautiful snipe for Cure. He's gone third command center behind it. Starport here. Factory's going to lift over onto that reactor. Keep in mind, guys, Cure is the guy who for the several years I said can't really keep up in Zerg versus Terran. I am so curious to see how he does in this matchup now that the Baneling has been rebuffed. Because I would think a guy like Solar is a pretty big favorite against Cure in this matchup specifically. But I don't know if he really is, statistics-wise, which is weird because I feel like, you know, I think the problem is that Solar is such a front-on player. He really just plays the matchup rather than his opponent. And I think if you're playing against Cure, the best way to take advantage of him is you always want to initiate fights in 2 or 3 places at once and, you know, abuse the fact that his multitasking isn't quite as fast as some of these other top Terrans. Sorry, guys, just had a small little glitch there with the music auto-playing into all sorts of weird stuff. Gotta make sure it stays on the StarCraft stuff, otherwise it starts playing some very cool game from the early 2000s that do not actually own their own music. And then we get copyright claimed. Gotta be careful about that. I think we'll just put a different audio track in the... remove the music audio track and put a different one in the YouTube video anyway. So make sure that one's clean for you guys. Just fixing it for the live viewers. Dude, Banshee speed coming in now. This is 125, 125, but it only takes as long as a normal cloak upgrade, which is really cool. And it's going to be really interesting because it does allow those Banshees to zip in and out and cause a massive nuisance. I also don't mind a third Banshee if you're going to do this. Like, you don't just need to play 2. You could go 3, and you can really pick off some queens and the like. All right, Banshee spotting the high ground. Marines should be able to get rid of that Overlord. Hellions on the front getting pushed back by these roaches. Solar, he's only up 9 drones, but of course, now that he's got these 6 roaches to push back the Hellions, this is where he's going to start to take control. I also love that he's delayed the spores a very long time. Very late spore crawlers. But that's all you really need. Because it is a 3 command center build. Did he confirm that, by the way? He never saw the 3rd CC, but I think because he saw how late the depots were on the natural general rule, guys, if they only start building the depot wall off at 4 minutes or later, it means the reason they've started that so late is because that 3rd command center was giving them 15 extra supplies. So that's like a kind of indirect way you can scout if they've rushed the 3rd command center, or if they've done a build which has a faster starport and could hit you with cloak as early as like 430, 440. Banshees and Hellions coming here. Carapace coming in. Very quick infestation. My man. Do we think he's going to use that for ultras, guys? Because there's no 4th hatchery yet. I think that's got to be for quick ultra. 4th hatchery is going to get blocked. Nice move there as the Banshees fly in. Good drone pull for Solar. So far, pretty decent defense. Q's got both upgrades going, but they are behind the initial Carapace of Solar. Good queen movement there. Units lost tab feeling perfectly fine for both sides. It's like you haven't lost anything as Terran. You haven't done big damage either, so Zerg's not too unhappy. Creep spread's starting to get out there. That 4th base finally going to be rebuilt. Natural! Natural, 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 natural! Oh no, what are we doing? He should have pulled this drone. He tried to build the wall off with a drone from the 3rd base. Oh, Solar with a bit of a misstep there, and he's going to take big punishment for that. 13 drones go down. The Queen does get the good emergency block to at least stop them getting the main. But that was a blunder. He saw this, and he tried to use a drone from over here to wall off. He could have pulled the gas drone and got it in time. Bit of panic there from Solar, and doesn't quite pull it off. He's now going to go Hive and Baneliner. So he is going to try and play the Ling Bane follow-up, but for that you need a lot of money, which means he wishes this 4th base was already filled with workers. The Hellions have, of course, slowed that build down, and now Solar slowly working his way up to 75 workers. Banshee's still rotating. Great spore placement. Does get itself an early shot off. I love this tree over here, by the way, guys. I don't know, in my head lore, it didn't stop raining. It just kept raining at the end of the Lion King. Rafiki's in there, and he's wondering, what the hell, man? Maybe we shouldn't have brought Simba back. 2nd factory's hanging out. We've got the double drop moving across the map. Armory in 2nd factory. 4th command center will go down momentarily. Cure is not doing an 8 racks. He is not set up for just shoving. He is stopping at 68 workers, though. But with double factory this early, you almost always want to go fast 4th command center. And it's 7.5 minutes. He hasn't started that yet. Banshee's getting pushed back. He does clear some creep. Double drop on the right side, though. Zerg Army's out of position. But Fungal, can the Fungal save him? And yes, it can. The Fungal scares Cure away. And that's good, because losing those drones, those gases, anything like that would be very annoying right now. He needs this. Hive is up. +2 Carapace, +1 range is on the way. So he's very focused on getting range upgrades, which I find absolutely bizarre, because normally, yes, you've got 15 Roaches and Ravagers, but you're not planning on building any more this game. So you'd think, unless you think you're playing against mech, which, I mean, you wouldn't be building Infestors if you're doing that. And I mean, yeah, I guess he hadn't scared. Maybe he thought it was mech? In which case, you're going to be building a lot more Roaches. Very odd to skip melee when you're playing a Ling Ultra style. Alright, Marines coming in the left side. 4th command center did come down. Not very early for Cure. His efficiency is also in the negative now that he's lost a Banshee and 6 Hellions. Alright, Drop's going to keep rotating. Creep spread's not amazing for Solar, but he is now up on that 4th base, fully saturated. He's transferred out of his main. Solar transferred out a little early here. He's actually done what I really recommend, guys, which is at 8.5 minutes. Your 4 mineral patches tend to run out, and you want to lower your workers down to 8 on that base. It's just kind of funny because these guys are a little overly stacked on the left, and the right side's a little undersaturated. It's the rare time where pulling off early was maybe a little bit overly zealous, but of course they are now on the 5th base, which gives much more efficient mining. And I prefer to see this because these mineral patches are running out now. That one's going to disappear. He didn't need to pull any more out, though. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, never mind. Roach Ravager, Ling Bane, the tanks are getting close to this 5th base. This 5th base is so hard to defend, man. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Dude, I'm surprised Solar went that deep. He misses the biles on the tank. Bit of a blunder. Luckily, he doesn't take too many bad tank shots. The Ultras are now coming out. He's got +2 Carapace, no melee upgrades. Kindness plating is still about 20-30 seconds away. The tanks are now in range of the mineral line. Now, you can run Ravagers around the left and bile those tanks. He's just gonna go for it? No, he's not. He's going to give up control of that 5th base. Maybe let it get sniped and just transfer drones up here. Indeed, that is what Solar's going to do. That is probably the best part of a decision he can make right now. 4th base only now starting to mine for Cure. So losing your 5th, not the end of the world for Zerg. And he's just waiting for that kindness plating. A few seconds till that's done. And I'm pretty sure he just YOLOs. Oh, he's making more Banes. I actually think Banelings are entirely unnecessary right now. He's already got a lot of them. Oh, I do like that move. As I said, if they do the tanks to snipe this mineral line. Oh, but he loses a bunch of Ravagers. Q actually focused down a bunch of Ravagers there. Oh, okay. Oh, I like the Roach. The Roach counterattack could be nice. Planetary's up, and there's a Banshee there, though. Oh, that first Planetary shot was vicious. Okay, these Roaches are going to do nothing. Solar wisely runs away. He's like, dude, I want to get rid of them, but I want to actually find value. I don't want to just throw them away. Lingbane Ultra's going to go for it. Let's see, can he get on top of these tanks? Great spready here for the Terran player. Good Fungal comes down, landing on a few Marines, but not a massive amount. And an army that is just not that big for Solar. A lot of his supplies in Queens. It's in Roaches that were out on the other side of the map, but I don't know if those Roaches just came home or not, guys. Where are they? They're still over there. They weren't in the fight. He needs just a ton of Ultras and Lings. If he can land a Fungal on the Marines, this army gets minced. But right now, Solar not controlling space, and oh, Q is going to take a good position. That's an easy hatch snipe. And Q is now building 3 more command centers. He's making 3-3. Q was not rushing a 4th base by any means, but now, as he so often does, Q starts in a negative economic position and just finds himself in a good spot. Oh my god, the Artosolope over there running around like a nervous Nelly. Oh, Infestor in the open. Oh, full energy Infestor. A bunch of drones go down. That base will fall. Feels like Solar's going for this counterattack move as like a not his first choice. Can he blow up these command centers? If you get rid of these 2 command centers, that is a pretty big snipe. But with the bio there, tank, planetary, I think he's wise to pull back. It seems like a crazy choice to go in. Now, there's still no Spire. Oh, there is a Spire. He needs Corruptors. If he can get some Corruptors, that could help. +2 vehicle weapons coming in. 2 more command centers almost finished now. Solar trying to reclaim 5th bases here and here, but Q is now into Ghosts. And this is very bad for Zerg. Now, don't get me wrong. We've theorized that Broodlords can beat late-game Terran now with the correct micro. With how fast they get their first shots off at maximum range, they can pick off Ghosts, they can pick off Thors much quicker. So if you stack your Broods and kind of move in and out and cover them against mass snipe with Fungal, with the threat of Banelings rolling forwards, I do think the new Broodlord, like, in Serral's hands, might be unbeatable. I don't know. Just because Serral's already so good in late game. It would take exceptional skill to do it. It's definitely better than it was in the last patch, where the Broodlords were so slow to get those first shots off that they couldn't really skirmish. Good fight here for Solar. First one in a long time. He's down still 4,000 in the resources lost, but not as bad as it was before. Now that's really good. That tank, because now he can put bio here and he can kind of control this whole center area. Those ridge lines are huge. And look at this. Likewise, he takes that center area as well. Good lift on this base to make sure that doesn't get overrun. Solar's had enough. He's going to go for it. The bio coming in from the south, though. Can he defend these tanks? Good Fungal. Really good Fungal. Bane's coming in with a bit of a flank as well. A few tanks do go down. That last one on the right side does survive. That Ultra gets chunked into the water. Guys, do not drink any of that water. I guarantee you it's not healthy for you. That Ultralisk also just gets blasted by that tank. This hatchery in the middle goes down. Solar has a 5th base mining, but it is one of the most fragile and exposed 5th bases we've seen. He did respread creep down this left side, though, which is going to make it a bit hard for Kua to move into that area. Pack of Zerglings moves to the top right. +2 melee kicks in, so now the Zerg upgrades aren't too bad. 2-3 upgrades against 3-3. He's got +2 range. He's got ultra movement speed. Great Aspire on the way as well. This map's kind of cramped. There's good ridges, and as long as Kua doesn't clump his whole army and just stays spread with tanks in these key positions, it's incredibly hard for Solar to do anything. Luckily, Solar's going Great Aspire, and this is something you guys know that I've been calling for the last few years, is whenever you play a Terran who has 2 factory tech lab and just keeps bumping siege tanks, you have to play Broodlords. These guys are so reliant on these siege tanks. Broodlords hard counter it. Then again, Kua gets caught out in the middle of the map. Biles, can they take care of the libs? No, they cannot. Only gets 2 hits on that. A few snipes do come down to punish the Ultras. I think it's still a good fight to start for Solar, but the tail end of the fight's always so hard when you turn to run away from those units. Lings do find an exposed 3rd base, but they don't go after the SCVs, missing a small opportunity. There's still no Corruptors in here, and as the Libs join in, the Medevacs as well, lacking Corruptors is an issue. Lings get cleaned up by Ghosts on the left. Top right base is going down there. This base, Solar does not want to lose his 5th base for the 17th time in this game. He's going to throw a Fungal, clean up those front-running Marines, maybe a few Marauders as well, but he's got to turn back. He's got to turn back. His Infestors go a bit deep. One of them goes down. He will take out one more tank, one more Liberator. But then, of course, the snipes do land, and a bunch of those Ultras do get damaged. One of them gets popped. Dude, the second factory never lifted off. Mass Ling went in on this side. The tank Ghost can defend that base right now, but losing a factory, pretty good for Solar, bad for Kua. Q is slow. If he gets rid of this base, he knows that Solar's in the dumps. The Ultra's coming forward. One Ultra gets popped. The second Ultra very low. It gets popped as well. Nice fungal on these ghosts. If you could stop those ghosts picking up, that would be excellent. They've got 125 hit points. Another fungal comes in. No pickups for you. And those ghost snipes are absolutely legendary. Unfortunately for Solar, Sergeant Chadhammer, she's taken that high ground spot. She is never leaving this spot for the rest of this game. I would never move her from there. She's just going to be giving amazing covering fire from the high ground. 3 drones go down. Solar's still in an incredibly compromised position. Now, this is the sort of map where if you know it's going to this stage, you want to, as the Zerg, mine out these middle bases, maybe mine out the corner, get 16 drones down there while distracting on this right side. You can trade a little inefficiently if you do that. I mean, it reminds me of... I always forget the name of the map, guys. What was it called? The one where there was like that Ghost River? Was that the name of the map? I think it was Ghost River was the map where Cyril took Oliveira's corner base like 9 minutes into the game and started mining it out. Yeah, that's the sort of thing you got to do to be competitive in the late game on these small maps as a Zerg versus Terran player. And the problem is that Solar's been on the back foot. He's been losing his 5th base from 8 minutes on as he's just now getting control. Unfortunately, a Fungal Boy does waddle in, gets himself EMP'd. Somehow he gets out of there. That 5th base is going to go down. Dude, Solar, how is he still alive in this game? I do not know. Cure is just doing such a good job with the bio-lib spread. The Ghost trying to pull away. And anytime you're chasing into the tanks, the libs, that's a problem. I think this tank should get over here behind this little river. See what he can do. A few lings coming in. I love that they're... Oh, yeah, just shift-click the depots. Going to force some Marine Marauder over there. Hatchery does get sniped. A few drones do escape over there as well. Units lost time 10,000 in favor of Cure. That's too much. Because Q is up on 5 bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If he gets this 6th mining, which is not too hard to defend, I mean, he's always near his defensive setup, and that's very, very good for the Terran. Oh, the Infestors. One of them does get sniped. A few more get targeted. One does go down. So 2 Infestors in total falling there. And the bio on the left side taking big damage as well. I think those Lings could go in and do something. Broodlords have finally entered the fray. Remember, Broodlords fire their first shots very quickly. They don't kill Ghosts very quickly, though. Broodlords 125 hit points. The Broodlings are still garbage units. It's just the fact that you get the first shot off, which interrupts the snipe on the Ghosts that are being targeted. So you want to clump these Broodlords, take a shot, pull back, take a shot, pull back. And you can do that much better than you used to be able to. A couple of Marines do come in on that north side. Lings over here doing what damage they can to the depots. Marines picking up and pulling to the right. We've got another Infestor, Adrenal Glands, 3 more Roaches, and 12 Zerglings coming in. These Lings will go down on the right. The drones come back in on the left, steal a few minerals, and then do get cleared. And this is an excellent position. Chadhammer's exposed. Finally, Sergeant Chadhammer goes down. And the Broodlords are going to siege that ledge. This is a nasty position. Now, Thors are being built. No Vikings. A few Vikings would be excellent because it would force Solar to build Corruptors units, which otherwise he doesn't need to keep as mobile anti-air available. That's why generally you want to go somewhere between at least 4 Vikings. I know Cyril usually says 8 Vikings is the secret number. But basically, a point where you can 2-shot a Broodlord or maybe 1-shot 10 Vikings could be really nice. It's going to just force the Zerg to build a lot of anti-air units and manage a much more complicated army. Ling's going to go for a surround here. Remember that Solar does not have bank and he's not maxed right now. Cure's bank is not that big either. This Liberator, oh my gosh, 38 kills, 39, 40. That Liberator is going to slowly clean everything up. Army on the left does get pushed back. I don't think it was that big of an army. The main army's running around, but clearing a few of these siege units is always useful. Does get a Ravager before it goes down. Liberator on the right side, she's now on 45 kills with a Concord cannon, raining down death from above. Oh, big snipes. 2 Ultras do get ruined by those Ghosts, man. I still wonder, the whole point of the precision shot of the Ghost, right, is it's shooting, I think, a bigger, stronger bullet, but also the idea is it's targeting the Ultra in a weak spot. I'd love you guys in the YouTube comments, the Twitch chat, to explain to me, when the Ultras are running away, what is that weak spot? I get when the Ultra's running towards you, you shoot it in the eye or the mouth or something, but when it's running away, can anyone describe, like, where is the Ghost shooting that does so much damage? If anyone could let me know, I'd love to hear your theory crafting. I have my own ideas, but I won't spoil it. I'll maybe share that with you guys later. Corner base is finally up for Cure. 27 SCVs did go down. The middle base, a lot of workers dying now. I think if he pulled those workers away and put them there, that would have been pretty lovely. Biotank moving forward. Broodlord's going to try and take another volley. There's not a lot of Corruptors around. There's only 4 Corruptors. If you catch the Vikings with Fungal, maybe Queens come forward as well. There's a lot of Infestors as well. So that Fungal dance is really big. Looks like a few more Lings came in. Oh, Massling to the bottom corner. Oh, there's only one lib there. No Widow Mine, no Bio. The SCVs don't repair in time. That is a disaster, guys, even with building armor. Remember, building armor, not as good as it used to be. Only gives plus 2, so it goes from 2 to 4 now, since the Planetary did lose an armor, I believe. Oh, Planetary Snipe is massive. That's huge for Solar, dude. And now Solar's going to be losing his middle base. But this is a good area for Broodlords to fight. Broodlords can take some shots, pick off a few Marines. This Marauder rallying in. I'm not sure if Kua was trying to throw that away or not. Probably doesn't want too many Marauders at this stage. He's got 10 Ghosts. I think you want to have a few more than that. And yeah, Broodlord's going to be happy to pick off units where they can. Now, there are 3 Thors, guys. And of course, they have good anti-air range. They do really well against small numbers of Broodlords. If your opponent goes heavy Thor, I do believe you can go up to about 20 Broodlords, enough where you can essentially one-shot a Thor, and you can actually do really well versus Thors with Broodlords, but that's such a big commitment. It's so expensive. Solar does not have the money to do that, so even those handful of Thors are going to disincentivize him from playing that style. These Lings run in, they get blitzed. Vikings trying to pick off Corruptors as well. Solar's going to just keep running away, giving up bases, and trying to expand further away. I think this is the right call. A hatchery is only 275 minerals, plus the drone, so 325, you could say. It's not a big deal. You want to let these hatcheries go down. You do not want your hatcheries to just be like, oh, I've got to defend this, and then lose your whole army fighting into a ledge of ghost tank Viking spread. Now, that being said, this army looks kind of small. So there's part of me that wonders, can you just jump on this? This army looks kind of crap, right? I don't think I'm crazy in saying that. I think Solar's army might be able to just jump on this. Doesn't feel like the whole army. Supply seems kind of low there. It is a good spread, though, and that's always scary as the Zerg. Lings coming in, doing good damage on that right side. There are only 6 orbitals. He never got the full Iron Bank ready. The Thor's trying to fight against those Broodlords. The Bio trying to come in. He needs snipes. He needs snipes. Where are the snipes? Where are the snipes for Kua? He's trying to run away from the fungal. Massive fungals landing on that air army. The snipes are now going to come in at the tail end of that. A little bit of a slow reaction for Kua, and yet despite that, that was amazing for Kua. What? I thought he'd do way better. Those Thors just took so much time to go down with the tanks and the libs behind them, and the Banelings didn't really connect with anything effective at all. Oh man, I think Kua I've got to rewatch that fight at 21.5 minutes. If you guys could put that timestamp in the chat just to remind me to rewind to that. Those drones, dude, all getting pushed in the water. I'm telling you, do not drink from the rivers around this map. To be fair, it does kind of look like the swamps of Dagobah to begin with. It's not like if you're scooping that water up from Yoda's swamp, you know, you probably already got some bigger problems. There's probably already a few worms inside your brain at that point. 4 Infestors, 1 Viper. We've got 1 Ultra, a bunch of Lings on the way. Only 1 Broodlord left. So it is going back to more of a ground army with just 1 Broodlord occasionally coming in and annoying the siege tanks. Oh, he's going. I did not expect that. He's going to go for it. Corruptors from the left. He's running around a corner, though. Solar runs around a corner up there. Oh, but he runs around the left as well. Dude, did this work? Normally running around the corner like that is not a good call, but the Corruptor's got such a good trade on the air army that might have actually been worth it. His ground army came from here. It should have moved up here so that it came through the open. And likewise, this army came from there. He should have moved it down here so it came through the open. Slight misexecution there for Solar, but we'll see how he can do. Dude, the Ultra's chasing the Ghosts. If they can't actually, they need to spread and snipe. Okay, now he's going to cloak and snipe the Ultra. I was like, Ghosts are so bad against Ultras until they snipe, and then the Ultra just disappears. But if the Ultra's right on top, he can keep interrupting the snipe. So finally, Kua does deal with that. But dude, he actually lost so many units there. The Corruptors, I always talk about how Corruptors, when you've got the Ultraling Bane Corruptor, sometimes you feel like the fight's not going that well, but then you realize, oh, my 10, 12 Corruptors killed 6 libs and 4 medevacs. And it's actually a really good fight for you as long as you fly those Corruptors away and rebuild the ground army. And that's where, yes, you're down 14,000 in the resources lost, but depending on how the income's going, this could work out. I mean, Kua, remember, he lost this base to the Massling earlier, never reestablished it, hasn't been able to control any of the middle bases. Dude, has Solar actually fought his way back into this game? He's barely mined, this was his 5th base. He's barely mined it. It's been denied the entire game. Oh, that's painful. Solar's trying to rebuild drones. Oh, a bit of a slow response. He's also left this stray Broodlord here. No, what are we doing? Solar! Oh my god, pros always do this. Like, you guys know when the Lib Siege is here, guys, and they grab all the drones and they click on that mineral patch, and they all go there, and they immediately go back and start dying. You're like, no! You got it! No! Liberators are very annoying, to be fair. Changelings getting focused down on this side. Oh my god, Banelings! Ladies and gentlemen, Oh my god, that could kill the ghosts. 4 banelings, 4 times like 40 damage, 160 damage against the ghost. It will absolutely bop them. Broodlord's gonna get sniped down. It was, of course, the last Broodlord, guys. It was Tom Cruise with a ponytail, and it was trying to bang the Terran player's wife after defeating her husband in battle. Anyways, Viper's coming down the right side. My favorite thing on stream. Oh, the turret came up. He saw the banelings and killed it. One of my favorite things. Apparently, I never watched the whole Last Samurai movie, but I just love making fun of it, and everyone gets so mad whenever I do. Blinding clouds on the tanks. Ling Bane Corruptor coming in. Beautiful engagement for Solar. Can he get on top of these ghosts? The banelings. Can they get to the ghosts? Dude, all the tanks are gone. All the tanks. That was a brilliant engagement for Solar. The ghosts trying to run back and defend. The Lings are on top. Dude, I can't believe Solar's actually done this. He's had to give up so many bases. So many bases. The ghosts get back to the safety of the planetary there. A few snipes on the overseers. And the Corruptor P. He's going to take out the turrets and the sensor towers. The Ghost's going to try to defend. I don't think they get there in time, can they? I think the Ultra Lings should probably help out, but no, the Corruptor Spree P ramped up. But for those of you who don't know, the way the Corruptor ability, the Caustic Spray, the PP as I call it, works, it starts at like 7 damage a second for the first 5 seconds, and then it becomes 35 damage a second. So it literally, the first 5 seconds are basically just you trying to pass a kidney stone, and then bam, the whole stream comes out, and it's 5 times the damage per second after the first 5 seconds. So you've usually got to channel it for at least, 8, 9, 10 seconds before you really start seeing significant amounts of damage. Command Center trying to come down. There is a single burrowed Zergling causing unstable foundations. Can't land that there. Hatcheries are here. Solar's got to retake this middle base for the 57th time this game. How many hatcheries have died? 8 hatcheries have died. A bunch more have been cancelled. Sick. Ling's going to that right side. There's not much mining here, but there's nothing defending. If he can get on the production, is actually the big target. This is not a prime target. If he went for the production and caught those tanks, that would have been game-changing. Gets 6 SCVs, gets 2 gases. I mean, that's still good. There's still 1,000 gas to be mined, but it gave him time to respond. I would have loved him to just split a few Lings into that base, like 5, to get the SCVs and go deeper. Because in the late game, if you get Lings on the production and catch units coming out, you can just get so much value off and force their whole army out of position, which he's kind of done anyway. Banelings. Oh, no, watch out. That tank's going to get a big shot. 6 Banelings go down in the first shot. This is really good, though. Get 6 SCVs, forces a lift. He burrows the Zergling, which is going to force another scan. That's so annoying. The single Zergling giving the middle finger. Well done. How many orbitals is he at, guys? He's at, he's at 6. He wasn't able to get the extra orbitals up. Been losing too many command centers this game, so never having the unlimited resources that Terran's known for in the late game. Sol is mining on this base and this base. He's down to like 1 full base of mining. This makes it closer to 2 full bases of mining, which is a big, of course, boost. Whenever mules are dropped here in the bottom left, it's good for cure. He's got turrets, he's got libs, he's got a lot of things spread out. A few banelings going. I don't think banelings are good here. I think you only want to send lings in because banelings can only get so much damage, Kind of funny the way he damages the SCVs. Medivacs will come in to defend that. Massling Ultra on the right side. That's what I want to see. Got the ramp, got the ramp. The depots are raised pretty quickly. Lings are going to get stopped here. Going to try and tear down the depots. Is he happy to trade this many minerals, though? The command center goes down. Big pick off. The depots going down is really big as well. This is a huge move for Solar. Solar commits up the ramp. I think it's a bit late to do that. Should definitely get out of there. We'll take a snipe on the Ultra, but it's going to tank that and then run. A few Lings burrowing around here would have been really nice as well, just to provide vision and force more scans out. Every scan is sacred right now. But you've also got to look at actual efficiency for Solar. Like, these sort of moves are great if you've got tempo. I think right now he probably should be swapping from a tempo game to an efficiency game. Mine this, and you win if you're not crazy inefficient, right? Because you guys are both kind of trapped in this situation. He's building static down here. Just don't overcommit into these bases and only look for efficient trades. Ling's getting a great trade on those Marines. Oh, Adrenal Ling's so good with 3/3, man. And Q is kind of stuck in his corner. This is excellent. This is so good for you as the Zerg. But you need a few more Infestors. You probably want to try to keep a burrowed Infestor over here somewhere. Think about sending a Corruptor to this right side or 2 if he does try to drop over there. Split your air units up. But even if you just catch these guys with a Fungal, right? And then you just grab like a Fungal on those guys and jumping on them would have been huge. Q is so paranoid right now. He feels like he needs the turrets just to keep himself safe. Does EMP reveal burrowed units? It does not. It reveals invisible units because Protoss use, I assume, some sort of energy field or something like that to create cloaking devices. But burrow is not an electronic thing. They just like dig into the ground. So, yep. It should reveal burrowed simulant Zerg. If you're using the simulant, you know, the robot skins, then it should. But obviously skins don't affect gameplay, so. Lore-wise, that would make sense, though. All right, clears a tiny bit of creep here. It creates a bit more space. Q has got a lot of minerals he can mine here, but Solar's got that base mining. Solar's actually low on gas. I mean, he's got billions of gas to still mine on his side of the map, so I think he'll be fine. It's just low right now, so he does need to actually mine it a little bit. A few lings run in, gets a turret. It's 100 minerals for 100 minerals or so. It's not too bad. 12,000, about 12.5, almost 13,000 is the difference in the units lost. So we've got to remember, does that gap get smaller or bigger, and at what rate? We expect Terran to be a bit more efficient, but maybe not crazily so. Now, if you realize there's 11 tanks, you have to go back into Broodlords as Solar. And if Solar realizes that the tank count and just how heavy this is, Broodlords are, I wouldn't say a free win, but probably going to win you the game. Now, as it is, he's got heavy Zergling, which is great against tank as well. The problem, Hellbats. Now, Hellbats, +3 and Blue Flame means they do not one-shot Zerglings. They used to one-shot Zerglings. They don't anymore. They changed it, so the Zerglings will survive the Hellbat shot with a single hit point. Now, don't get me wrong, if there's 2 Hellbat shots or any other splash damage, yes, the Zerglings are still going to die. But it does mean, like, these Hellbats just not quite as brutal against the Zerglings as they used to be a few years ago before that patch change came through. Keep that in mind. Why does Fungal reveal Cloaked Ghost? Well, think about it. You see Frodo's walking around in this invisibility cloak trying to steal your cookies out of your friggin' kitchen, out of your pantry, and then you throw some friggin' milk all over him. You're going to see milk standing there, right? It doesn't reveal what's underneath the cloak, but you're like, hey, dude, there's a big fungal blob on this man-shaped thing here, you know? Like, you're going to be like, I think there's a guy there, I can stab it, you know? It's, yeah, you throw paint on them, milk, whatever. Yeah, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, are they stupid? Why don't the ghosts just cloak the mushrooms too? Are they stupid? But then they'd need a second cloak that goes over the top. That's crazy. You'd need like a Protoss Arbiter-style cloaking generator to do that. Ultras try to run in. They do get pushed back. Too many tanks there. Dude, Solar's not going to make Broodlords, is he? Oh no, I think Solar might... I truly think there's no way to lose this game if he goes Broodlords. But he just doesn't have the info we have. Terran gets to scan and see what's happening. Meanwhile, Zerg plays. He's got a few borrowed lings. He's got a sneaky infestor. He knows there's tanks out there. He does not know there's 17 siege tanks. Oh my gosh. All right, Bio coming in the left side. He gives up the right side base. Left side base should be an easy defense for him. But he should also have more infestors. He's only got one infestor and it's on the back line. If you have an infestor on this left side, you catch that drop. You kill that Bio. That's like over 1,000 minerals down the drain. I think, yeah, diving the bottom left, this is a good move. He realizes this side's undefended, gets a blinding cloud on those 2 tanks, and pulls the Viper out and keeps it alive. All the libs going down. Corruptor's wrecking the medevacs. The SCV's going down as well. He's got to kill the command center as well, would be nice, but I think he's worried about ghost vengeance, right? If you stay somewhere too long and the ghosts arrive, they snipe your ass off, and you got to be worried about it. Clearing the gases and borrowing a ling would be a good idea. I think, yeah, Q is just going to focus on this base. Q is like, look, you're never going to be able to mine the bottom left corner. I can come back here later. But now I want this base. This is the most important base. This is the freshie. He's got a lot of corruptors. He's building 4 more. Solar, if you can just make 10 Broodlords, you win this game, bro. I know you don't know this, but look, it's mass siege tank. Now remember, guys, when Beyond first learned how to play late game ZVT, and we said, wow, Beyond's actually legitimately good at late game ZVT, anyone who's watched a lot of my commentary of Beyond's late game would know there was one weakness. He would always play up to 20 siege tanks. And it's really an amazingly solid, one of the safest, best, easiest ways to play late game, which I really recommend a lot of people out there on the ladder play, as long as your opponents don't know how to make Broodlords. And for a long time, pros did not know how to make Broodlords. But Solar, he knows that tank count is crazy high. He makes the 4 Broodlords. He knows he's got to do it. I don't know if 4 is enough, though. I feel like we want more, but he's maxed out. He doesn't have free supply. I feel like you really want to get like 8 Broodlords here, and you've got to deny this base. But look at this setup. Kua has set up the alleyway of death. He wants you to engage here, think you're crushing the army, and then Kite all the way back here. It's just going to be a frigging endless row of Hellbats and Ghosts. And one of the problems as well is the Broodlings are going to disappear to the Hellbats. They're going to get one shot by those Hellbats very quickly. He's also got a little off squad here as well. Oh me, oh my, little off lane squad being in use, and Soul is trying to set up his attack on the front. He's just going to YOLO. He's just YOLOing. The Broodlords are getting sniped. Only one Broodlord survives. He's going for a massive YOLO. Solar tries to go for the big attack. The Ultra Link Bane rolling forward. But I think there's so many tanks back there. Those Ghosts may be able to survive. All the Banelings go down. The Corruptors clear so many of those air units. Those Corruptors need to get out, though. He's going to clear the base. He's going to leave the Lings there. He's pulling back his important units, but he lost the left base at the same time. Solar losing the base. I think that's better for Cure. He's up to 15,000 resources lost, and he still holds the middle. If he can get rid of these last two Broodlords, I do think he has it. Corruptors are going to fly forward. Can he get rid of that base? Oh, I love the save on the Ghost. That command center is going to go down. Okay, big move for Solar. Big move for Solar. He takes that base. He's put workers back on these minerals. He does need to mine that 45 minerals there. That 160 minerals there. He's actually, this is the point in the game. You got to put drones on these like little mineral patches that you've left around the map, man. Every mineral matters right now. Thors are being built. There's 9 Ghosts, 3 Thors, soon to be 4. There is still a tank at home as well for Cure. Cure has no minerals on his side of the map. He's got, I guess, 50 minerals there or something. This right side base, the Broodlords are coming forward. You got to kite with these Broods, though. You can't just be... Oh, he's just going to YOLO again. I don't know. Solar's army's really small. I think Cure has the numbers to take this. And he is. Oh, Solar's going to tap. Dude, Cure sniping that left base. Giving up the bottom left. Oh, huge moves for Cure. And I think Solar just took a bit too long. If I had to analyze... This was a fantastic game. But, I mean, hats off to Solar. He kept losing this base. I think he was way behind in the, like, mid-game, late mid-game, early late game, right? And that, to fight back from there, when this base just keeps getting sniped, was really impressive. So hats off to Solar for that. On the other hand, at the end of that game, if he realized that Cure was going to mass tank and made those tanks earlier, I think he not only can hold this base, but he can push in and kill the other bases, maybe deny the corner as well. I think this would have been incredibly hard for Cure at that stage. But easy for us to know. We can see everything. These players do not know that. What were the other fights, guys, that I wanted to look at? I think there was a few. All right, guys, so I wanted to watch this 21-30 fight and just kind of see what happened here, because I think there was maybe something going on the left as well or something. Let's take a look. So the Broodlords initiate, get themselves a tank. Army comes over. So the Broodlords initiate, and then he goes. Solar didn't at any point in this series really show the hit and run Broodlord Infestor tactics that I would expect from a Serral. It was more initiate with the Broodlords and then go for it. But you can see these Thors up front with the tanks and Ghosts behind actually tanked really well. And the Banelings couldn't quite get through. I think that tank got quite a few big shots. And he tries to run back. The Libs did so much. I think the Libs, the tank, and then those Thors just holding that choke point. Maybe if he came from two sides, Banelings could have connected with the Ghosts. You see a different battle. That fight, if we look at that one more time, guys, units lost tab before, it's exactly 11,000 in favor of Terran. And then it goes up to almost 14,000. So that was a 3,000 swing in favor of Terran. Really good fight for Cure there. And yeah, I think if Solar came from the left as well, with like a big ground army, it could have been different. But it felt like his army was heavy on Banes. And you do want some Banes mixed in, but it's hard. There's Hellbats to clear Zerglings. The Ghosts did really well. The Thors held the front line. Just a tough engagement, man. And really well played by Cure. All right, guys, that was an excellent one. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the Patreon if you guys want to support the channel. Further links below in the description. Love you all. Thanks for the support. See you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.